I know that I've had, every day hadn't been good, but I know that every day that wasn't good, at that time, I know it was a few days later, it was good. And I know it wasn't because of me that it was good, but it was because of God. So we see in this text today, in this text we're talking about two main characters, and they are David and Mephibosheth. And as I said, that he was the grandson of Saul, and he was the son of Jonathan. And we know about Jonathan, the kind of relationship Jonathan and David had with one another. I think even my son or my husband mentioned on a couple of weeks ago that they had such a close relationship. They were they were friends. I don't know if in this lifetime any of us have had a friend like that. And if we did this day and time, somebody gonna look at you and they're gonna think something's wrong with you, because they don't think you're supposed to have a real close friend. If you got a real close friend, they think something is going on between the two of you besides friendship. But I know that it couldn't have been anything wrong with this relationship, because God took the time to put it here for us to read what a real friend is. As my husband said, he got on Facebook a week or two ago, and every time I turn around, he telling me, Carrie, you know such and such one? No. But they asked to be my friend. Every day, sometimes 4 or 5 times a day, somebody wanted to be his friend. And I guess maybe this is why God had given me this message about Jonathan and David. Because, if you on Facebook and you got hundreds of people want to be your friend, and they, you might know them and you might not, how good a friend can they be? So, I don't know about Facebook. Not saying it's a bad thing, I say I don't know about Facebook. That's all I can say. But anyway, I do know that Jonathan and David, the Bible said that they loved each other. It was like, even from their soul, they loved each other. And this lets me know, if you got a friend that you can love that way, that even when Jonathan died, David sought someone in Jonathan's family that he might be a blessing to. And we find that sometimes the friends that we have now, they can even be a real friend, and they standing up looking at us, talking to us. If you got somebody that you consider to be a friend, and as soon as you turn your back, they're saying something about you, but they're saying ain't too good. Something wrong with that friend. Need to drop quick and in a hurry. But this, was a beautiful friendship, as I said. They love each other as they love their own souls. So we have to, I know we have a lot of relationships, and sometimes we want our spouse to be our best friend, but sometimes it don't always work out that way. Sometimes it'll start out that way, but then, something else take place somewhere down the line. But I guess we kind of get dropped. Okay. But anyway, we know Mephibosheth, he came from a royal family. But when this happened to him, this happened because his grandfather and his father had died. And he was fleeing from the enemy. When the people began to come to do something to him and those that in the house where he was living. He was living in a house with some other friends. So the nurse asked, I call her the nurse. When she grabbed him to pick him up and to run with him, he fell and she dropped him, and this is how he became lame on both feet. So I thought about this thing, I said, sometimes, we have a lot of excuses of why we've been dropped or who dropped us. And I think, when we become born again, we still act like we've been dropped. Yet we say that, I'm a new creature. Old things are passed away, behold, everything has come new. But yet we walk in that for just a little while, and when we want an excuse not to walk in holiness, not to walk in the way that God has called us to walk, we can find all kind of excuses, why, well,